Diaz-Balart.
Madam Chairman. Mr. Secretary, good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
By the way, I was taken back that you mentioned as a success the U.S. ag sales and independent business licenses when both numbers are actually down. But let me, so it's an interesting thing that would be the success story. Today is the 20th anniversary of the murder of 3 Americans and 1 American resident in international airspace ordered, according to himself, he himself decided by Castro. Just days before that, the President announced that he would be traveling to Cuba. Now, in December 2015, the President said that any trip of his to Cuba would be conditioned on improvement of human rights on the island. You yourself just said that that's been an area where things have not looked good. Facts. Let me put some facts on the table. Last year, there were documented 8,616 political arrests in Cuba, a huge increase. Several political prisoners on the Obama-Castro list of 53 have since been rearrested. Cuba remains as the only country in the Americas to be classified as not free by a Freedom House. Mr. Secretary, by any objective measure, the Castro regime has not improved its human rights records. If anything, it has gotten worse. So, please, again, facts. Please reassure us and give us some facts of where the human rights situation has improved to reassure us that President Obama is not breaking his word of December 15th when he said that he would not visit if human rights conditions had not improved. Where specifically, Mr. Secretary, have the human rights conditions in Cuba on the island improved?
Well, the agreement required a large number of people to be released, as you know, about 50.
53, and a number of them, Mr. Secretary, have been rearrested.
Correct, and we believe they will be released as is appropriate, and that signifies some listening, some movement. The fact that 50 of them were released.
And rearrested.
And yes, we were disappointed that 4, I think it was 4 or 5, we've registered that. We're very disappointed.
Where specifically have human rights conditions improved?
But the President and we always said it's not, that component is not going to change as rapidly as other components, but it's changing. And you have to look at other countries that have gone through and are going through these kinds of transitions. I mean, we deal with China. China's probably our biggest, I think they're, holds the most debt of the United States, one of the largest traders with the United States. And we disagree with China on human rights.
Mr. Secretary, I hate that time is less. Where specifically have human rights improved? I would like you to reassure us the President is not breaking his word when in December 2015, he said he would not go unless human rights conditions improved. I just want you to reassure me. Please give me some facts.
They have improved in the sense that 53 prisoners who were in jail for political reasons were released. And I believe these others will be released. And I think that'll be, and the President is going to engage in this human rights discussion. I'm engaging in this discussion. We just met with the finance minister of Cuba the other day. I talked to my colleague on a regular basis about this. I may be going down there before the President to have this discussion to some degree. So we're continuing to push on it. But
I don't hear any facts here, Mr. Secretary. You mentioned, for example, as a success ag, but we know that the facts show that ag sales are down. Again, you keep mentioning, which I appreciate, that there were 53 released. A number of them have been rearrested. There were over, I just mentioned the number, 8,000 arrests, political arrests, not to mention the 200 arrests every Sunday of the ladies in white, the beatings of these women who were just trying to go to church on Sundays. So I'm just trying to see. I don't want to be argumentative. I'm just trying to see if you can give us some facts.
I gave you facts.
So you're telling me that with 8,000 arrests.
And people are engaged. 1 in 4 people in the country are now engaged in the private sector.
And the licenses are down. The licenses are down.
Beg your pardon?
The licenses of these so-called private independent businesses, the numbers have decreased.
There are an increased number of private businesses. There is a capacity to provide finance. There are people who are now being able to open businesses who weren't before.
Do you have any of those numbers? Because again, the numbers that we have.
Well, I'll get the specific numbers for you. I don't have.
I just want you to reassure us, because again, I just keep hearing in platitudes.
I'm trying to reassure you, but you don't want to be reassured.
Mr. Secretary, you have not given me any numbers.
Well, I'll get the numbers to you. We'll get you the numbers.
So you have no numbers, and so again, please reassure me. The President said he would not visit unless human rights improved. You're mentioning 53 political prisoners, out of which a number of them have been rearrested, when there have been over 8,000 arrests. In anybody's math, fuzzy math or not, that's not a pretty good ratio when you have 8,000 arrests 53 supposedly released, and a number of them have been rearrested. That's not, again, please, if you could get back to us, reassure us that the president is not breaking this red line when he said he would not visit until there was a substantial improvement in human rights, sir.
I'm
We
happy
have not
to
yet
get
to
you
see
the
it.
details on it, Congressman.
Our time is up. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Appreciate it.